girlies? I just had a fucking mare. So, first of all, I just heard the worst fucking noise in my entire life. I keep, first of all, looking over here because I can't see what you can see in this. I'm gonna stop doing that. But yeah, I just put the fucking headphones on and they made the worst sound I've ever heard. It literally sounded like a cat like being stood on. It was horrible. And then I thought, oh, my ring light doesn't look right. And then I fucking completely broke it, and which is why you're now um able to see my whole fucking life. But anyway, hello. Welcome back to my podcast, Tits, Tea and Trauma. So I've got another debacle to talk to you about because I filmed a whole episode. It was like over an hour, actually, worth of me talking. I'm sure really, really entertaining and insightful things. And unfortunately, I'm a dumb bitch and I lost all the audio. So today I'm just gonna raw dog it. I have no plan. I'm just gonna record because I can't bring myself right now in this headspace to film a whole podcast using notes or anything. So this is my first ever raw dog podcast. How exciting! But you're also basically my pre-drinks. We're pre-drinking together, girls. You know, because I'm going out tonight because it's my friend's birthday. So pee drinking, not doing that. If you're into it, that's fine. I'm not going to judge, just not for me. Anyway, yeah, welcome to another episode. Oh my god, there's a fucking spider. Can this get any better? Let me get into this. So we might have a completely bug infested house right now, which is really great. I love that for me. Let me tell you how this all started. So I live with 5 girls. Lovely women, incredible, beautiful, you know? One of these girls a couple of weeks ago put a message in the group chat. She's in the room above me, so how our house is, I'm on the middle floor, we have someone on the bottom floor, and 3 people on the middle floor and 2 people on the top floor. Anyway, the girl on the top floor above me, she put a message in the group chat at like 10 p.m, being like, I think there's a cockroach in my room, and she went, I'm just gonna leave it, or something like that. And I was like, what? You think there's a who now? A what now? And I was like, surely this is like, have I got the wrong date? Like, is it April Fool's? Like, I don't know why. She was like, oh, it's run away now. Like, I'm just going to leave it. And I don't know why I thought that this was like a fucking April Fool's. Because, I mean, first of all, what do you mean you're going to leave it? Bitch, we're burning this house down. We are getting some fire and we're burning the house down. Boots. You know? So, anyways, I was like, literally sent a picture, and I was literally like reverse image searching this picture like I was on fucking Catfish, because I just refused to believe that this was true. Anyway, cut long story short, it was true. The conspiracy theory, the lore of it is that she'd just come back from Texas and we'd brought this little man home with us from Texas. But anyway, the landlord got a exterminator and we found that there was like silverfish and cockroaches, but allegedly only in her room. Now, no one else seemed to question this, and you know, I'm not a bug expert, I'm not an infestations expert, so you know, I could be completely wrong, but I just like refuse to believe that this issue was only in her room. But again, I'm no expert, so what I don't know can't hurt me, sort of thing, you know? Anyway, the other night, I was lying in bed. It was like, I don't know, 10 p.m. again. These bugs like come out at night. And my flatmate on my floor sent a picture being like, is this a bug? With a picture of what was very clearly a bug. And I was like, that better not be a picture right now in our house, my love, because I'm not sleeping tonight. Anyway, we all went into her room. It had fallen from a hole in her roof. Love that. Love living with holes in roofs. That's great, isn't it? And, it was okay because genuinely, if it was a cockroach, I would be like, come on, we're messing around too much now, guys. We've just got to burn everything and, yeah. Do you know what I mean? But it was a beetle. And I was like, are they gonna be like living in the fucking roof or the fucking walls or something? But like beetles, if it was a cockroach, they're fucking disgusting. Like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna throw up on this microphone right now. Cockroaches are fucking horrible. Why? Oh, oh, no, no. Genuinely, touch wood. If I find one of them in my room, it's fucking over for me. So yeah, this was a beetle. We put him outside because we're not killing any bugs. Like, they've not done me any harm. I just don't want to, cohabit. I don't want to live with them. Okay. Anyway, so I went out to watch the football last night because I'm one of the lads, and I came home. Was ready to get all tucked up in bed and watch Love Island, and who do I see on my, I don't know what you call it, box thing that holds like my hair stuff back there, crawling? I see a beetle, and he looks like he could very much be the brother, sister, cousin, mother of the beetle we let out the night before. So anyway, I put him outside, but I messaged in the group chat because this is serious now, because this is affecting me and my livelihood. So we've got to do something about this. And it kind of makes me sad because they could be like happy. Do you know what? I got sad because obviously I put him outside, and then I was like, oh, like, he just wanted to live a peaceful life in the walls of the house and eat wood or whatever the fuck they do. And he's probably got a whole family, and they're probably like, where's Peter? Peter didn't come home. And now some kids are going to grow up without a father. And the father's not going to know how to get. Because to him, this house is huge. He's only tiny. Like, it's like putting me in the middle of, like, I don't know, the Sahara Desert. I'm only tiny. I'm not finding my way back home, So that's sad. And then obviously if we get an exterminator, that's sad as well, because where's the bug gonna go? Anyway, I have something to talk about. Maybe people will relate. So today I went to buy, because obviously I'm going out tonight and I wanted a little beveragino before I went out. And I went to my local co-op and, got my ID ready because I always get asked. And the man behind the counter, he like looked at my ID, whatever, and he was like, "You don't look old enough to buy alcohol." And I was like, "I'm 24," because I'm 24, by the way. Long day for me. Because I bet you watching this, unless you know me, thought, I mean, even if you did know me, you're probably like, 24? Because this happens every day of my life. Anytime I start a new work, when I was like 18, or like, no, I was older, when I was in uni, when I was like 19, 8, 9. The point is, I was working and I was older, and I worked at Foot Asylum, and people used to ask like how school was going, and I'd be like, oh, I'm doing a degree, babe. I'm doing a fucking degree. I'll have you know. But anyway, he looks at me, and I'm like, I'm 24, and he's like, you don't look 24. You look like you could like be like 20 or even 12 years younger. I was like, what is this unprovoked attack on my personhood? Like, fair fucks. Bear in mind, yeah, I had no makeup on, my hair was greasy. I'd just come back from tennis because I'm a tennis girl now. I had like the Slazenger, or the UK girlies will know the Slazenger like tennis skirt, which to be fair, yeah, I probably did get when I was 14. But this man looked at me and with full fucking confidence said, I look 12. 12. Rude. But it got me thinking about something that I think about every day. Now, like I said, I'm 24, and do you know, I get the whole you look so much younger than you are thing all the time. It doesn't really bother me that much, because I do. Like, I'm fully aware that I'm really small. I'm 5'1", and I don't know what it is. Like, some people just look younger than they are, right? and it's fine. I act, so it's great for that. And I'd like to kind of keep it that way, because that means when I'm like 30, I can probably play a 20-year-old, and there's just like a lot more opportunity there. And it means that right now, I mean, apparently I could play a fucking 12-year-old. Although I auditioned for a play the other week, for a 13-year-old, and they were like, "Oh my god, like we'd love you if the character was like 15, 16." So, Mr. Co-op man, I look 15, not 12, so fuck you. But yeah, I think about this a lot. Like, I don't know. So, like I said, I'm 24. I left uni like 3 years ago. Why do I feel like I'm doing like a fucking Love Island intro? I'm Neve, I'm 24, and I love a man. Yeah, I can't carry on that sentence. Anyway, you catch my drift. Um, but I don't feel 24. And I wrote like in some notes a couple weeks ago, I was like, I look young and I don't like to be perceived, because I so like obviously I'm not mature. Like, I've been through a lot of shit for someone of my age, yeah. I kind of feel like that regressed me in a way, because I used to be dead serious, like dead, like, I don't know, like care about things, and like I was quite like a serious like person, whereas now that I've been through like loads of serious shit, like I just want to have a good time, I just want to laugh and have fun and things like that. Also, like, I do feel like somewhat of an adult. So like but when I think of people perceiving me, I think of them seeing like a little goblin. And like, not that I look like a goblin, but that's what I think that people see, and a lot of it is to do with the fact that I'm so aware that I look so much younger than I am, and there's genuinely nothing that I can do to stop it, because like I don't think, no, like, I've got makeup on right now, like I don't think any amount of makeup is gonna make me look like older than 22, which is like pushing it. So then I just like I hate the fact that when I walk into a fucking club or something, like people probably look at me and think she's 18, and then like I get like stressed, because like if men come up to you and like I know, I mean, sometimes actually, like, I think because of how I carry myself, like you can sort of tell that I'm like in my mid 20s. We'll get onto that in a second. But if genuinely, like, sometimes people think that I am still a fucking teenager, and it's like, well, you're a whole ass man. Why are you coming over to me? And then it's just annoying. It's just like, I can't like enjoy the attention, because I just feel like, ugh, you're like preying on a child, even though I'm not a child. Oh, does that make sense? I don't know. But it is really dawning on me, because I turned 25 in less than 6 months. I had my half birthday the other day. I made sure people fucking knew. I'm just having a bit of a fucking crisis. Now if you listen to this and you're like older than me, you're gonna be like, shut the fuck up, girl. Like, 21-year-olds will say the thing, and I'll be like, shut the fuck up, girl, you're still young. But I think a lot of it is to do with obviously losing my mum. If you didn't know, I lost my mum when I'd just turned 21, and in that time it was COVID. So the mix of like the loss of years to COVID and the loss of years to grief, it's like, oh, how old actually am I? Do you know the podcast, um If We Don't Laugh We'll Cry? Yeah, one of the girls on there, she was saying how like because obviously they lost their mum as well, and she was like saying how she like seeks her mum in other people in situations, because she is like still part, I don't know how old she was when she lost her mum, but she is still partly like that age or something. I can't fully remember what they said, but it got me thinking about this. It's like I sort of like I didn't lose years of my, like, it just sort of feels like you lost years of your life then, like, because it's like I don't know who I would have been without that huge like trauma, and it's such a huge loss. It's just like, what, like, did that really happen? And it'll have changed me in ways that I don't even know yet. And I think even if I hadn't gone through that, I would probably be having this big crisis, because I don't know, like, if it was just me, but like when I was in school, when you thought of yourself at 24 or whatever, I mean, first of all, when you're in primary school, you probably think that you're gonna fucking have babies and shit like that, which fuck that. Like, I don't want that, but like, you at least thought, or even like when you were 21 coming out of uni, it's hot. It's different for me because I obviously want a job that's creative and it's not conventional, and I can't just get a degree and then like go straight into it. Like, it's not as easy as that. But it's like, oh fuck, things are going fast. Like, how am I already 24? And like by this age, I probably thought I'd have a fucking Oscar, which is like insane, obviously, but like you have those dreams as a kid, and then you're like, oh, this is so sad, but it's like you're like not fulfilling those dreams. And it's like, oh my god, people would be like, you're so much to be proud of, you've done so much, like just because my mum died. And it's like, what the fuck have I done? Like, I've just got up and lived, and yeah, like that, well done, like that is really great, and I do know that, but it's like, oh, it's gotten to the point now where it's like, oh, come on girl, you need another personality trait, which is why I picked up tennis. No, but like, do you know what I mean? It's such a weird period of your life because you have people that you went to school with who are buying houses, who are having their fucking first or second children, who are getting married. Like, even my close friends, even though none of them are in that part of their life, a lot of them have relationships, but also a lot of them have like proper big girl jobs. And that is just like crazy to me, and I kind of thought that I would be in that space, and like I'm not, both like mentally and like I'm actually just not. But I also like wouldn't want to be like, I don't want to, like, it seems so early and so young to like, and obviously this is just like my opinion. If this is what you want to do, then like go off, sis. Like, so fucking fair. I'm so happy that that is how it is for you. But like, I don't want to settle with a boyfriend or girlfriend or with a house and like, be doing that sort of thing. I mean, not that I could fucking afford it anyway, because the fucking housing market is insane and we're fucked as a generation, but that's a whole other story. I hope you've registered to vote on the 4th of July. But yeah, it's like, but then it's like, because you spent your whole life like thinking that that's what your future was going to be and that you were going to be successful, whatever the fuck that looked like to you at this age, you like, I've booked tickets to go fucking travel and shit, and it's like, that's fucking sick and that is what I want to do. But then there's that thing in the back of your head that's like, is my dad sat there thinking I'm a fucking loser and I need to go get a proper job and stuff like that? Because I feel like this is what I'm going to talk about, dad mum privilege right now, which it looks different for different people, but for me it comes up in the fact that like people are quite, in my family, like I think lenient on me. Like, I reckon if my mum hadn't died, my parents at this point, I mean, I could be completely wrong, you don't know what's not a thing, but I could have been like more pressured into, sorting my life out and following that like linear life structure that my parents followed. But because I've been through a lot of grief, and all my family wants for me is to be happy, like there's not that sort of pressure. But it is hard. Like, my cousin, well, one of my cousins, he's like quite a bit older than me. He is like married with a little kid now. But then my cousin Louise is pregnant, which is incredible and so happy for her. But it's like, oh fuck, like she's only like 2 or 3 years older than me. Like is that what's expected of me, sort of thing? And like, I know it's not like my family aren't like, they'll see us all as different people, but like, what sort of success story have I got to tell them at like the family function, Like, oh, I fucking got up and did my dishes today. Like, congratulations, girl. Like, so happy for you. And then my cousins are like, yeah, I pushed out a whole baby, But that's not for me. It's not fucking for me. So, at least not right now. So it's just like I'm really, really trying to come to grips with the fact that that's okay, and like you don't need to be at a certain stage in your life to be successful. Like, I've been reading one day. I read one day. I probably mentioned it in another podcast. But like in that, obviously, Emma, the main character, if you haven't read it, I'm not going to spoil anything majorly, by the way, but don't worry. She, at my age in the book, is like, I think, or maybe at like 23, whatever, she's working at a fucking shitty Mexican restaurant in London and living in a crappy little spare room in some bitch's house, you know? And doesn't see like success in what she wants to do until she's like late 30s, 40s. And it's kind of like Slay, to be fair, because it's like 4 years ago, even though at 20 or 21 you think you know what you want and what makes you happy, and maybe it is different because obviously at the time my life got flipped upside down, but I look back and I think, oh god, like even if I had found that success then, like I was so young, like how would you know what to do with it? Like I look at all these like, and I think a lot of the pressure also comes from because we have so much access to celebrity lives, and we look at these fucking celebrities like Charli D'Amelio or like, I don't know, fucking Timothy Chalamet or Anya Taylor-Joy, and it's like, well, first of all, people like Charli D'Amelio, it's like, oh my god, like you're like fucking 5 years younger than me, and you could literally buy me a billion times and still have money left over. And then obviously you've got people like Anya Taylor-Joy. This like obviously is more niche to me because I want to be an actor, but like who were doing that job when they were children. And obviously there's a lot of discourse right now as well with like child labor and things like that, but that's a whole other like deep dark thing. But it's just like I obviously would love to have found success and, you know, as an adult not really know financial or like work struggle. Obviously they struggle with their own shit, stuff that I I don't understand or even know. I also like, I don't know, I just don't think like I'm much more like, I read like scripts or something that I wrote like 4 years ago and it's like, who the fuck approved that? Like that was not good. Like, and it's so cringe. It's just like, I don't know. But then it's like, are you going to be 30 and then look back at what you did at this age or 5 years ago or whatever and think that was fucking cringe? Like that is the case, but it's at the same time like when you have lived a little bit more, like you are more aware of like what, you know, you want to do or put out there or what your beliefs are. And well, hopefully anyway, maybe you just regress, depends who you are, isn't it? Depends if you fucking get therapy and things like that and what happens in your life. But yeah, I feel a lot of pressure, and maybe you feel it too, and maybe that pressure's different, but it's just like this pressure to be someone or something, and social media doesn't help, but I'm a fucking whore for that shit, so I will listen to like podcasts of like LA YouTubers and think that they're me and that's actually my life, when really I live in a fucking suburb in Manchester and it rains 90% of the year. And do you know what? Shut the fuck up. It's really not that bad, girl. Shut the fuck up. This is, you know how like influencers and YouTubers say champagne problem? We need something for like normal people problems that aren't like that bad. There probably already is, but I can't think of one right now. That's me. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm doing a normal people champagne problem complaint. Like, at least you have a fucking shelter and a house and things like that. And, you know, yeah. But also, like, going off the age thing, I feel like you don't realise, like, just sit with me for a sec, yeah? So, 24 years or like 16 years, say you're 16 years old, you look at a 16-year-old, yeah? And, like, at 16, you think, like, oh, yeah, I'm old. But I've been deep in recently, like, they've only been on the earth for 16 years. 16 years in the whole history of the world. And, like, we're expected to, like, know what we want to do with our lives, or even 18. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, who decided that everything needs to happen and be decided within those first 20 years. I mean, for the fucking start of it, you can't. Like, I look at, like, my stepbrother. I don't know. He's 7. I don't really know what we call him, but we'll call him that. And I just think you've only been on the earth for 7 years. Like, what? And you can already walk and talk and eat and have feelings and, spell, give or take. You know what I mean? It's like, wow. We really don't give ourselves enough, like, leeway. Like, not everyone can be a fucking millionaire at 25 or 30, and not everyone can have fucking kids and shit like that. And that's okay. And not everyone wants them. And not everyone wants to be rich or whatever. Like, success looks different to everyone. But I've been wanting to get that off my chest. I'm sick of being perceived. Why? Like, I'm perceived as a fucking 16-year-old. Well, apparently 12-year-old as well. Fuck that guy. He was cute though. I love him. Yeah, that's what I get for, splitting the Beetle up from the rest of his family. But yeah, thank you for listening, because I've been talking for, well, a lot longer. No, maybe by the time I edit this, probably won't be that long. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you could relate. And I'm gonna go have a little drunky poo. So, yeah, thanks for listening. See ya.